So how's everyone doing though? Good. Diana, you just went to a meditation retreat, right?
I did. It was very intense.
Ah, intense. I mean, meditation and intense usually don't go together. What do you mean?
Exactly. Yeah. It was just
You were
that's
like,
what
I
I
wanted a
thought.
spa
I
and
thought
some
I was
sleep.
going to a relaxing vacation, but joke was on me, I guess.
What, what
Um,
what was the program or the school?
the place is called Art of Living,
Okay.
and basically what they do is they have you do like probably a collective like 4 hours of breath work slash meditations every day. And then in addition to that, you do a yoga class in the morning, which I love. I love yoga.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
Um,
That was actually a confirmation, a sign. You saying yoga? I said, I want to hear yoga in tonight's meeting if I'm supposed to start teaching it with Rosie at the Borough.
oh,
And the
that's so
first thing
exciting.
you
I didn't know
say,
you
yeah.
were a teacher of yoga
Yeah.
also.
I haven't
That's
done it
really
in a
cool.
while though. So, and she's really pressing me too. That's too funny. Sorry, sidetrack. But you just gave me my confirmation I have to honor now. So,
Well, I'm so glad. That's probably the best thing that came out of this trip.
oh,
But
I love it.
in all
Oh,
seriousness, the grounds were beautiful. It was a really nice environment. Everyone there was really nice. Being silent was more difficult than I thought it would be.
yeah. No,
Um,
especially for Americans. We are
oh yeah,
not
for
Mm,
sure.
used to silence.
When they
I
told me
am
yeah.
I
there.
couldn't listen to music, I was like, but then what do I do?
That's half of my life. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Where was it? Where was the retreater?
It was in Boone, North Carolina.
Yeah, there you go. I remember seeing North Carolina. I have yeah, family in Asheville. I just love the mountains. It was in the mountains.
It was in the mountains.
Yeah. Oh,
That
isn't
part of
Boone
it was
Mountain
really
a big
great.
thing? That's a
Mhm.
big landmark there, isn't it? Boone Mountain?
I'm not sure.
I think it's one of the highest peaks in that area. That's how I know it.
That would make
Hmm.
sense. Yeah.
Well, yay. Well, hey, Heather, how are you?
Hi, I'm well. How is everybody?
Yeah, we're just catching up. We were talking about Diana's retreat. She went on a meditation retreat, which was intense, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's something you would want to do it again, the same thing, or no?
Um, I don't know if I'm meant to meditate more than like 4 hours in one day.
That's a
I
lot,
don't know if I was built for it. Yeah.
especially if you're just jumping into it. Like that's insane to me. Like it takes, so I'm putting together a course now about like intuition activation and meditation's the groundwork because you got to make space to go inward, right? And I'm starting at like 5 minutes. Like if you can sit down
Yep.
5 minutes a few times a week, that's good because we're not
And I
used.
do that,
Oh, there you
pretty
go.
regularly.
Okay.
So
Okay, good. So you weren't just jumping in cold turkey.
it
Okay.
wasn't my first time ever meditating. No, that would have definitely been an experience.
I don't think I've ever meditated 4 hours in a day. That's a lot.
No.
No,
That's a
and I
lot.
can't say that I've done that. That's extreme.
Hey, ladies, how are ya? Good to see ya. Or is it just you, Daniela? Or
No, my mom's here too. We're just getting settled. We just had dinner with the family, so now we're trying to clear the room.
yeah, take your time. I saw her name, so I was like, oh,
Okay, can you hear me talking?
Now,
yes.
Yep.
Okay,
Danny Mir, are you gonna say hi?
okay. I'm learning how to use my headphones here.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Amir, where are you from?
Venezuela. I
Oh,
live in
cool.
Florida in Orlando.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice
a
to meet
really good friend of mine, and I'm glad to see you.
Thank you.
He's
you.
been
I'm
working a
Heather, and
lot.
I'm in Minnesota.
Nice.
Well,
I've been too
yeah.
busy doing fun things today, and I didn't really eat, so I might have to grab something while I.
Again, I'm really pushing wine and snacks, so as long as you're not chewing in the microphone, I'm fine. I'm good.
Hey guys.
I do have a pet peeve, but if I meet
All
someone
right.
and they're an open mouth chewer, it's
Yes.
just it's done. That's one of my things. I'm very rational. I'm very logical, and but it elicits rage in me. So that's my thing.
Same. I have an aunt. I have an aunt that I love dearly, but I refuse to have a meal with her because she
Yes, it's that. That's it.
chews.
Yeah, love
Yeah,
people.
she smacks and then she talks while she's eating too. And I'm like, we can't do this.
I can
Like,
even do a workaround if you got the
yeah.
hand, like just. But my one of my versions of hell would be being stuck in a car with someone eating an apple like that. Just
No,
that
but
would
an
I would
apple
crawl
at
out of my
least,
skin.
no. What about a banana?
Oh, that's fine. But that
That
honestly, that would be okay. The mushy sound,
really?
I could handle that better than the
Oh.
crunching, the
The
slurp, the
crunch.
constant, like the just talking about it gets me upset.
Let's all
Yeah.
have a moment for David.
Yeah, too funny. I'm a lot more delicate than I look. So let's talk about signs. I was Sarah had a tooth pulled, bless her heart, and she
Oh
is just
no.
miserable.
Oh.
They didn't give her like a prescription for the medication. They always just, I think it's different for women too. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, like at hospitals and stuff, like you're expected to
Hmm.
handle more pain, but he
Oh,
just
yeah.
said, yeah, oh, take 4 Tylenol. And she's like, there's
Yeah.
a bone
No,
out
that's
of my
not even,
body missing.
that's not even, as a
Oh,
nurse, that's not even something you would ever recommend to somebody.
yeah. Well, I
Mm.
funny because I've heard it from nurses that like they will give women certain for treatments, this men for the same treatment more medication,
Yep.
like especially opioids and
Scientific-
stuff.
That's
Scientifically
wild.
proven.
But yeah,
Opiates are
I've seen it.
Oh, crazy. So she had her signs, which is funny because I'll tell you a story later about purple hippos, and I think that's why she might have chosen it. But um, when I was actually really in the thick of contemplating whether to end my marriage, I knew like all the signs were pointing towards it. But like before I had a big life altering decision, like to literally implode my marriage, I needed a distinct, unmistakable sign. And I asked for purple hippos. And how I got them
What?
was just, yeah, I know, because I wanted it to be weird and out there, but it popped into my head. And that's that download kind of. I was I was not desperate, but again, I had to know that I knew that I knew that I knew. You know what I mean? Like it was unmistakable, unshakable. And that's what popped in my head. And sure enough, 3 days later, um, yeah, I'll tell you in a bit though. I got some pictures and stuff, but it'll make you laugh. So did you guys ask for signs?
I asked for a pink giraffe because I thought it was, not something I would commonly see. And nothing, nothing, nothing,
Yeah.
nothing. Day 3 came and went.
Yeah.
And around day 2, I started having in my head this name Rosie that's been in my spiritual past, if you will. And so Rosie was in my mind a lot and in my heart. And Rosie, I had had a miscarriage many, many years ago before I had my son. And I didn't really grieve at that time, but I did later with some like a medium sort of person.
Mm.
And I believe it was a girl, and her name was Rosie, and Rosie was connected to me. Well, so I wasn't necessarily thinking as much about that with Rosie. My grandma's name is Rose, and her and I share a same birthday, and she's been passed on for many years, but for some reason, Rosie just was in my heart and in my head because I
Like it
was,
wouldn't leave you alone, right? Like it was,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, then I got a text from my uncle introducing me and other family members on the thread to his new granddaughter, Rosie. And
Mm.
I thought, oh, wow, okay. Thank you, Spirit.
Yeah, it's that simple. One of the things I was talking with Wendy is like it's when these ideas are it feels like it's dropped into your head
Mhm.
versus like your own. we know the cadence and we know the style of our own voice, right? We know how we think, how we process if we observe it. So when you get these ideas or names or like images that just come out of nowhere, that's usually like a download, a lot of people will call it, but that's the intuition. That's the connection. That's the other, the ether. So
So
I
I
love
still
that.
would look for a pink giraffe, but I still felt like I made a connection, and that made me feel really
Absolutely.
relieved and happy, and it meant a lot to me because it had been so long.
Baby, I love that. That makes me happy. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. Mm. Well, let me piggyback on your Rosie because I was just talking to Diana. I asked just a few days ago, today's the last day, I asked for a sign. I've been propositioned to teach yoga and I've been back and forth and I got a lot of plates in the air. And a friend of mine who is at the borough, well, let's start with Diana, mentioned yoga right out the gate. And I asked Spirit, I said, I want to hear yoga come up in tonight's meeting. And within the first like 5 minutes, she says yoga. But here's the kicker. The person who asked me to teach, her name's Rosie.
Oh, sweet.
So, yeah. So, see how this is interconnected? Like you just confirmed a sign for me on
That's
top of one. Like,
crazy.
but it's not. That's how it works. Like, that's the magic. How funny. So, yeah, I'm going to be teaching yoga soon. How
Are you going
funny.
to do it online or just in person?
It's yeah, actually, I'm building courses right now. I'm building a course, but I want to do some meditations and yoga eventually. But there's a place downtown here in Orlando called the Borough, and I'll probably be teaching there. We'll see. You never know where it goes, but either way, it's a call to get back into it. Like I need to start using this as one of my modalities to help and heal.
You.
How funny. You confirmed that twice. I have to write this down for journaling later. I love that though. And oh, yeah, the resonance with your grandmother, but also your girl. Like, there's so many levels to that. That's beautiful. And then the like full circle moment of new life. You said it was a newborn, right?
Yep.
Oh, that just gives me tingles. Mm. Who else? How about the Dragonfly Queen?
So I thought I was going to be a backseat passenger and do the book club with my friend Michelle, and I didn't really want to elaborate. Then we lost service, but because so to the whole story, last year I met this guy playing. I have a VR headset and we play poker, and we've known each other now for 7 months, and I ended the relationship um, because it's just not going in the direction that I'm going. And I don't feel right about it. So I straight up said, if he is my soulmate, send me a green dragonfly. And that thing landed on my toe. It was crazy. But I mean, the other things so it was the next day I turned on a documentary and the second segment was about the life cycle of a dragonfly. And I was like, that is the first one. And I was like, whoa. And then the next day it landed on my toe. So I'm having a new roof put on my barn. And I'm not kidding you. Every time I go outside, a dragonfly either lands on me or next to me. And the rainbows keep coming. And so today I sat down and a dragonfly landed right on my leg, and then two hummingbirds started flaring around my head, and it's like, wow, it's like
I get
and
it.
and now when it happens, like I look at like I am talking to the dragonflies because for some reason I feel like my grandma is associated to them now, like
Like they're being sent, right?
yeah, and like
Yeah.
I see them and I feel like inside, I feel like the feeling that my grandma gave me, like that soothing
Peace.
comfort. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
So,
beautiful. I love it's a
but
lot of the signs she was talking about in the book, but how they have such a different meaning for you. That's the whole
yeah,
point, right? Like
yeah.
we ascribe
So
meaning to stuff.
I still deny all of it because so now I have asked for a pink butterfly.
You're just gonna
Because
keep asking.
I am like if that happens, I'll actually reconsider. I don't know, but I don't know. It's like it's complicated, and I've been skeptical, but like when I had my son, um, his dad and I got married when he was 4, so it was turbulent. It was not well. We were kids having a kid, and I had like a complete breakdown. Um, and I had to lay down, and I it was like the lowest point I've ever been into my life. And I swear someone wrapped their arms around me,
Mm.
and I sat up and someone let me know that I was going to be okay. And from that moment on, there's, it opened my mind because something happened there, and
Yeah.
I can't deny it. And it helped me. It took me out of a place like I was spiraling, and I knew I was going to be okay, and I was. But that was years ago. My son is 26. He was a newborn,
But the
and
impact that had on you. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
There's something really fundamental to this piece too, I think is yeah, and we live in a world of science, thank God, right? But we don't know everything. That's the point of science. We're still learning. We're still figuring out and exploring. And I feel like we came to this point where hubris is what I would say. Like we think we figured everything out. So we're so quick to deny and discredit these experiences people have and write them off. No one can talk to you about your experience that you've had. This is yours, and you know what you felt in that moment and what it meant to you. And that's the power. I think a lot of what this book is trying to give back is like, don't second guess it. If it means something to you in that moment, we're so bad with talking negative, you know, uh, thoughts in our head, discrediting it. It's actually an act of revolution to embrace the joy, embrace the empowerment. You know what I mean? To switch your perception. So, I love that. That's beautiful. And now a butterfly,
Yes,
pink butterfly.
pink,
Good to know.
because I have not seen those. I, I heard this summer is there's a lot of dragonflies around, but
Everywhere. Yeah, for sure.
that's because after I kept seeing them, then I saw that on Facebook. I'm like, okay, is that why? So, like it's always, it just makes my brain go to a new place, and it's fun.
Yeah, that's the point. Yes,
Yeah.
fun. Spirit loves to toy with us, she said. Not toy with us, that sounds bad, but to play. They like the,
Yeah.
the exchange and the interaction. They like to impress us, you know what I mean? Because the joy, that's that high vibrational energy. That's where we should be existing, right? Mm,
Yeah.
that makes me so. You watch, you'll start seeing them everywhere. It's not just literal. Like you'll see them everywhere, wind chimes and on bumper stickers, and it's just
Oh, there
crazy.
was another dragonfly. I don't know if it's still sitting here. I grabbed a notepad to write down. I was on the phone to a confirmation number, and there was a dragonfly on the notepad
I almost said stationary.
printed.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
like, wow, would I?
Mhm.
I've had that for years, and it was in a junk drawer, and I reached in there and grabbed it and pulled it out because I
Timing,
was going fast. Yeah.
timing. And now you're aware of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Any any other signs? Let's go around. I like that Heather said too, she didn't get her sign because that is very much part of this too. Sometimes not getting a sign is an answer too. Like I think Sarah just posted about she had a specific question to seek guidance on, and she asked for a green monkey. I love animals too. I'm always looking for animals because I think it's fun because I love animal videos and stuff. But she said she didn't get it, and it kind of confirmed what she already knew. And like you were saying, a sign should already confirm what you know in your soul, like in your truth, right? It should resonate on some level. Yeah, it might surprise you, it might make you consider in a different way, but it should never be friction. Like it should always confirm something more, like, help you to understand it on a deeper level or embrace it at a greater level. So, Drea, you had some beautiful experiences.
I have had some crazy signs. Dave and we've been in this on and off conversation for a few weeks now, but one of my signs has always been, since my father crossed over, is a cardinal. That's how I know he's around. And see now, and my legs light up. Like I get goosebumps on my legs. That's how I know whatever is around me is ancestral. And I forgot I had a reading with a friend of David's, an Akashic reading this Saturday, and where a lot of things were confirmed, things that I already knew, things that I didn't know. And as soon as I got out of the reading, we have a bird feeder that is attached to our window. And I walked by and there's a little cardinal. And then I was making a decision about this job offer that I just got because I had my heart set on a certain thing and it was looking more and more like that wasn't going to work. And then I had the Akashic reading, and then what she said in our reading came to fruition, like literally within a day. And I just said, all right, this is my sign. I'm going to take it. As soon as I said yes, when I come home, there's two cardinals sitting in the bird feeder in the window, and my cats are losing their shit because they're like, we need to get to these birds. I was telling somebody earlier about the Akashic reading and how they need to go see Deborah and to at least send her an email. When I'm getting off the phone about that conversation, again, I walk by the window and there's three cardinals in the window. I'm like, what is happening? I was talking to someone else about the reading that I had and how, you know, like how mm, transformative, what is even the word? I know I can speak English. How transformational this intention setting thing that she has me doing.
Mm.
I'm only like 5 days in, and already so many things have shifted. And I'm
Yes, the
telling someone
shift.
about this, and I'm sitting outside, and then there's cardinals on the fucking power lines. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
They got your number.
They got my number. I keep seeing stickers, like little cardinal stickers. One of my friends decided to make an emoji on iPhone is, he added an emoji is a cardinal for no reason at all. So I post something in our chat and he liked it with a cardinal. I was like, okay, now that's enough.
That's how I've started
Thank
feeling
you.
about these dragonflies. It's like, what
Yeah.
in the hell? Like
Yep.
the
The
toes thing,
universe will not allow you to question it once you
it's
start
almost
seeing it.
Yeah.
like the landing on my toe for the first live visit
Hmm.
was like showing off to me, like, hey, I'm sending you exactly what you
Physically
wanted. Like,
on
and it
you.
was big, and all I've seen are little ones. This was a giant one. It was just different. And it's in my brain. But yeah, they're everywhere. And I'm like, okay, what do you do?
You
You
just
just,
Start
enjoy
taking
it.
pictures of them.
yeah.
Like, all
Yes.
right.
I'm not crazy. I'm
Yeah.
proving it. Click, click, click.
Yeah, I just try to acknowledge it and be grateful for it. I'm like,
Yeah.
thank you. And I'll say thank you out loud when I see it. Because even lately I've been revamping my website for the services that I offer. I'm a hypnotherapist, I'm a Reiki healer. I read cards, I do Akashic record stuff myself. And it's just been crazy with the ideas. And when I hit an idea that I believe is what I'm supposed to be doing, there's a cardinal somewhere. It's either in a sticker, something I see online, I'll see a picture, of it somewhere, or I'll see one in the freaking window, and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. and I can feel it, like I see the sign, but simultaneously I will feel the intuitive push in my gut. Like I make decisions based on three things. Like what does my head say? What does my heart say? What
Mm.
does my gut say? And at least two of those things need to agree. If two of them don't agree, at least I'm not doing it. And um that's just where I've been lately, but like now apparently I need to throw a cardinal in it. If I don't see a cardinal, we're not doing it. So that's
No,
just
this
kind of where I'm
I
at.
love this because this is really interesting too. She talks about how our language, we developed this lexicon and language with spirit, that is very personal and individual to each of us, right? And how a cardinal can represent confirmation, but it can also
Hmm.
represent your father, and how like
Yep.
it takes on this richness
Yeah.
as we live our lives, and at the moments that spirit uses these things, or the universe, whatever you call it, guides us. It just, like for me it was pennies with my grandpa, but at the times
Mhm.
that it would happen in these momentous events. Like it was just, I love that. So you associate him with your dad. I was
Mhm.
hoping you would share the quote from the book when you that you shared
What is it?
with your dad, the poem.
Oh, it was the poem. And I totally forgot about this because when I went to reread the book, as we sometimes do when we've read something already, we'll skip pages. And I had forgotten the book or the poem that she has in her book. And it's I Carry You in My Heart by E. Cummings. And right now my legs are lighting up. So I know my daddy's here. He's like, yes. Um, and it's a thing that my dad used to say to me, I got you. You're in my heart. You're always in my heart. So when he passed away, I was not able to go to his funeral. It was in Seattle. I lived in DC at the time and it was COVID, and I have MS and I did not feel safe to travel across the country. Um, Especially given that was how he passed away. He got COVID and he passed from COVID. And so I gave my sister the poem to read. And I attended the services online. And when I decided to, after our last meeting, I decided to download the audiobook. And when she talked about that poem, I was sobbing. I was
Mm.
like a child, and like like my whole body lit up, but it lit up in a way that was like, thank you. See? Thank you for doing that for me. And it's like that poem has always meant something to me. And I think the first time I really noticed it, it was that movie with what was her name? Toni Collette and Cameron Diaz were their sisters, and they have a really tumultuous relationship. And then Toni Collette gets married, and Cameron Diaz, who has always been a pain in her ass, reads that poem to her as she gives her sister away at her wedding. And so that poem just always hit me that way. And then I studied about, E. E. Cummings and his life and poetry. And so that poem has always been special. And yeah, that I had totally forgotten that that poem was even in the book until I
Mm.
slowed down and listened to her read it. And I was like, I was a mess. I had to voice message David and be like, I can't
It
live
was
my life.
beautiful though. It was so beautiful
Right.
because it
Yep.
surprised you, but you
Oh
knew
yeah.
distinctively it was your dad, and the
I knew it
timing.
was my
Like what
dad.
made you go back and reread it, Like he wanted you to see this, or hear it. Heather,
Yeah, I think because I was a little jealous from our meeting last time that so many of you had downloaded the audiobook and you had listened to it that way. And I was like, well, why the heck did I didn't do that? I'm an auditory learner, like duh. And I went back and looked in my freaking Audible and it was already in there. And I was like, what is wrong with you? So I just listened to the
I
whole thing and I
I
was
have
like, yeah,
ADHD and I can't read. I try to read, so I have to do audiobooks. And
yeah.
I absorb so much more when I listen
Hmm.
to it than I could even imagine. It sinks in better for me, I think.
Yeah, I'm the same
someone
way. I have to
did you say
have.
the new book, the guy's Scottish? I kind of want to do it just because I want to hear a
Good
sexy
Lord,
Scottish
it is
accent.
It's been sending me for 8 hours of just listening to this guy because he's so passionate about what he's talking about. And he's talking about crystals at this point right now. And he's like, oh, and the crystals. And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, I
You
gotta
get
start
the
this.
clatter one, and I'm just like, is this Sean Connery? What is happening?
Yeah, his
But
accent's really fun.
it's pretty awesome.
Heather, you got your hand raised.
Yes. Oh,
Oh,
we
but
can't
we
hear
can hear
you,
you.
honey.
I think you're muted. There you are.
Okay, forgive me if this was said, but I didn't catch, what was the name of the poem you were talking about, Drea?
It's called I Carry Your Heart with Me, I Carry It in Mine, and it's by E. E. Cummings. And I want to say it's in chapter 2,
Uh,
I
chapter
think.
4 is called
Yeah,
I
chapter
Carry Your
4. It's the
Heart.
name of the chapter is I Carry Your Heart. And she talks about that poem.
Yeah. 22,
Um,
page 22.
yeah. I
There we
forgot
go.
even who it was in reference to, in the book, but yeah.
I like doing audiobooks a lot too, because I get a lot more out of it. And it's like my ADHD brain is also like to just read is difficult, even though I enjoy reading and like I'm good at it. But also, um, the part that I miss is that smells of the books and the things,
Mhm.
and
Mm-hmm.
that's what
Falling asleep with the book on your
yeah.
chest, things like that. Yeah.
It's on lower right hand, you guys. Thank you. But yes, it's like that's like visceral when you can read a book and the smells and all the things like that to me is so cool. And I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but there's like these books they're making now that are designed for people with ADHD. So it like highlights different words and like omits certain things. So like you can read it, like anybody could read it, but you read way faster. And it's like, I don't know what it's called, but I would like to try that sometime, to see how that is, and maybe that'll get that fixed for me.
You know, I'd be really appreciative if you found out what that was and put it on our group page. I'd be very
Okay.
curious about that because I think that talking to people over the last few weeks, a lot of people have joined, but they're reluctant because they don't know if they can keep up with the pace. Or I have one friend who's dyslexic, so like it's just there's a lot of deterrence. But I'm curious about that. I'd love to look into that.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. Like my son, like we both have ADHD, but his is far more severe than mine is. Um, So when he finally got medicated recently, he was like, this is amazing. I had no idea how wonderful books are. Because he used to just
Oh,
read like graphic novels and stuff because that's what he could retain. And now he's reading like chapter books and he's reading this book and he's like, I feel really stupid that I didn't want to take the medication for so long. And I'm like, that's okay. Like you're taking it now.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
I almost feel like I don't fully relax because I don't read.
mm.
My weekends were my novel and my recliner and a good blanket. Like that's how I spent my weekends. And now I don't. And it's hard. Like I miss my books. I'm gonna get back to it.
Yeah, they're
But
definitely
this is a
safe space.
start, I'm focusing on books that are interesting to me. So yeah.
Yeah.
No one is forced to participate, but I'd love to hear from Daniela and Adriana. Hi.
Hi.
How you been?
Good.
Good.
Crazy stress, the huge.
Happy summer.
I know. So I did not get my signs. And at least in the timeline that I set. And I'm still on the fence about whether or not I count the one.
I
I
knew
feel
it.
like
I
you're
love
laughing because
it.
you know. So I wasn't sure. I knew what my other sign was, but the sign from my spirit guides, I wasn't sure what I wanted to make it. And so that night of the meeting, I went home and I sat at my table and like tried to journal a little bit. And then um I felt the push to like pull one of my animal cards and make that like whatever comes up, make that the sign.
Yeah,
And
okay.
so I pulled weasel. And so I was like, great, okay,
Yeah.
my sign.
Not a rabbit, not an
Yeah.
eagle.
And I never got it. But then like a week later, I want to say, I went to open my journal and I was like pulled to the car, like, they were calling to me. And so I went and listened to what they had to say. I didn't like it. So I was like kind of grumpy. And then I opened my journal to write down the message so I didn't forget. And then I happened to flip to a page where I had already written about Weasel and I didn't realize that I had.
I mean,
So I was like, this is what you have for me? Fine, I guess. This wasn't even in the timeline that I asked for, but I didn't get my I didn't get my second one. I asked for a sign if I should do something. And I didn't get it. And Sean, my husband, thinks that maybe I picked too hard of a sign. I asked for a drachma, like a Greek coin or
mhm.
something. And specifically not a euro, but like some kind of Greek coin. And I never got it. So I don't know if that's a message I shouldn't do it because I am doing it. But
Can I just
Oh,
add that weasels are actually pretty intelligent beings?
really. So
yeah.
I was worried about it because it's not something I don't think I've ever seen a weasel in the wild.
What'd you say?
I
Ferrets?
don't I don't
They look like ferrets.
Okay, they're
Where do you
long and
live?
skinny, right? Yeah.
I just wasn't sure. Like I was like worried because
Where
I
do
didn't
you
know
live
if I was
though?
going to see one. Orlando.
Oh, no, you haven't seen there.
So I'm not the only one that denies signs, right?
Definitely not.
I
I
didn't
think them.
admit that I lied about the pink butterfly because I did see one, but I claimed it didn't count, and I'm going to show you if you can
I
see
could just see people on the other side like, this
on
bitch. I
my
sent her 5 butterflies.
on my meta avatar.
I mean,
Well,
it's
we can't get
pink.
it to come in. Oh, there's a pink butterfly. Do you see it? It's right
Yeah,
there.
we'll
It's
we'll
not
take your
coming
word
in.
for it.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Yeah. But I said that one doesn't count because I made that shirt with AI myself. And I didn't request a butterfly, I just requested flowers. So I said out
And
loud,
you
it
don't
doesn't
think
count.
that that's a sign?
Well, denial, I think, is my first stage, and it's lasting a really long time.
The fact that you didn't even ask for it and that is what happened? The one that to me is
That was my second one. It was like, okay, so let's double down on this, and that's the only one I've seen though.
I there is
kudos
if
to
I can
you.
offer some advice because I am an overthinker. Again, academic by trade. Like I need empirical, and I just I think for a big period of my life I was very negative minded, and so for me it was I didn't want to see. You know what I mean? Because it just would change my world a bit, but when you're an overthinker, when we're talking about signs and manifesting and that whole working with thoughts and energy, it's so important for you to be clear and concise. That's a big one because then it allows spirit to give us or the universe to send us a clear sign. And one of my big hangups is I will, I won't be, I'll be wishy-washy. Like, yeah, I'm very Gemini, but that's just how I think too. I'm very scattered. I like a lot of ideas and I entertain a lot at once. And when we're working with energy and intention, it's all about directing this, right? Directing our energy, directing what we want to bring into fruition. And so when I'm asking for signs, that's why I really recommend writing it down too, because that gives it a weight and a power in itself. It's almost like bringing the ethereal into the physical, the spiritual into the material. So if you find that you second guess or question or you just don't get them, um, start with trying to hone how we're asking. Look at how we're asking, what the process, and then there's that faith component too, because you got to be open to receive it, right? You got to be open and searching for it. There was one of my books that I love, we might do it later on. It's called E Squared by Pam Grout. And she does what she calls 9 energy experiments that help you examine how you work energetically with the universe. And just very simple things, but our thoughts are power. They create our life, literally. And once you realize your energy and thoughts are energy and everything ripples and is attracted back by law of attraction, what you put out comes back to you, transformative, right? It changes your world. But she says in the beginning, before you start these experiments, kind of asking for signs, she says, you don't question when, like, so say I need bread from the store. I don't question that when I go to Target or not Walmart, Whole Foods, when I go there, it's going to be there. I don't doubt it at all. I know they're going to have bread. I know it's going to be on the shelf. And she's like, that's how you need to start interacting with your thoughts and in your intentions. When you ask for a sign, you have to believe in your bones it's coming and that you're going to see it because you will. It's just getting a lot of that, it's focusing, getting a lot of the busy world, the clutter out of our mind and focusing, honing in, which meditation, Diana, like you were saying, it helps you, it focuses us, it gets us to that calmer space, especially after 4 hours. So, Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. After 3.5, it starts having the reverse effect on me. But
Now
I
you're
feel like
getting
for sure.
angry.
Yeah, I would too.
Oh.
You meditated the calm right away.
So Danielle, I just want to encourage you. I don't think there isn't a sign too hard. It's more about what feels right, right? If you're following your intuition, that it's going to show up for you. But
Yeah.
like you said too, maybe no is an answer sometimes too. No sign.
So I sat on it because I didn't get my sign, and I was like, I really thought this was an answer because this is not a thought I would have had organically anyway. And so I was like waiting for the sign, super sure I was gonna get it too, because I was like, this has got to be it. And so I was kind of like, okay, well, I was led to this anyway. I just have to follow my gut, I guess,
Yep, follow your
because
gut.
this is where I'm at. So,
Yeah.
um, but I do want to share a different story because I do get signs, just for some reason I didn't get these.
The
Um,
pressure.
and yeah, maybe. Um, so right before I think it was the day or the day before our first meeting, it was my husband's dad's anniversary of his death. And so he gets, his family usually meets up, and for the past couple of years they haven't done that. Um, and so there's like a little bit of ritual behind that day. And so it was kind of sad that we didn't get to do anything, but it was the day before the anniversary. And our son was there and he got really excited about a book. And he's like, it's not normal for him to gravitate towards a book when we're downstairs. There's so many other toys for him to play with that he like normally like reaches for. It's weird that he went for the book. But he went for the book and then he opened the book to the stickers. So he came over to me and he's like putting stickers all over me. And it's Bluey, if you're familiar with Bluey. So he's pulling Bluey stickers off and like putting them all over me. And then he pulls the dad sticker off. So it's just a sticker of the dad and Bluey. And he said, oh man, I forgot exactly what he said. It's gonna kill me. But he said, I have to give this to Dad Dad. This is for Dad Dad's Dad Dad. And I was like, what? And Sean and I both looked at him and we said, what'd you say? And he goes, this is for Dad Dad's Dad Dad. And we were like,
Has he
okay,
ever met him? Did
no.
he?
Mm-mm. Yeah, I didn't
Uh,
even meet him. He
Not
passed.
physically.
Yeah. So Sean, our son goes over to Sean and he puts the sticker on his heart and he says, oh man, what did he say? This is killing me. I can't believe that I forgot already. This wasn't even that long ago. But he said something really sweet. He said, Dada loves you, or something like that, or something to that effect. It was something really sentimental, and he said it like very clearly not to Sean. And Sean started crying, I started crying, and our son is like looking
Beautiful.
at us like, what's wrong?
What's wrong with you people?
And so he immediately goes back to playing with the stickers, and he's like, putting stickers on me and him, but that's the only sticker Sean got. And
How
so
old is your son?
3, he'll be 4 in October. And so Sean took the sticker off of him and he put it on the back of his phone, and that's where it's been ever since. Because it was just such a clear little message from Sean's dad, like, hey buddy, I'm here.
And
Just wait.
this is what I love about spirit. Anything can become magic, right? Anything in all of nature can be a sign. Oh, I just love that. And what it means, and like now what your husband carries with him literally is a constant reminder of his dad's presence with him. Like
Yeah.
that's awesome to me. I think that it changes your path, your walk.
Yeah.
I
His,
have a cute little story about my stepdad. Similar, like he loved his birthday more than anything, and it's July 13th. And if you were around him every single day at 7:13, he'd say, "Hey, what time is it?" Because it was 7:13, and that's July 13th.
One of
So
those.
when I tell you almost every day, when I look at what time is it and it's 7:13, so often it's like it's just a reminder. I feel like I carry him, so much of him with me because of that, because I'm like, yep, it's 7:13, and I think about when I'd be like rolling my eyes like whatever.
The feeling they leave with
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
Mom.
What?
Do you
Oh,
do you have anything you want to share?
I don't remember the first question. I didn't get the sign for the first question, but I remember what I asked for. And she thought
It
it was
was
so
just the
weird.
spirit guides.
Huh?
The first one was for your spirit guides, and then the second one was a question.
Oh, it was?
I mean, what did
Okay.
you ask for? It doesn't matter, really. It just
Right.
it's
So the
your
first one I
language.
asked for a spider coin, very specific, a spider coin. I don't
A
know
what?
why. I
What
don't
is
know
it?
where it came
A
from.
spider coin.
A spider coin.
Okay. Okay.
I have no idea. I seen it in my head. I have no idea. I've never seen it physically, but I've
Okay.
seen it, and I'm like, okay, I know it's gonna come. I don't know when, but it's gonna come, right? It hasn't shown up yet, but that's okay because I get signs all the time, so I'm not a big deal about it. But then the other one, the one where I ask a question, I specifically asked for a red, right? Red goldfish. We have orange goldfish, white goldfish, black goldfish, everything but red. I've not seen a red goldfish. And I'm like, well, this is gonna be a hard one. And the only reason I picked a red goldfish is because my grandson loves the little goldfish. And I happen to have the box here and it had a red goldfish. That's what I was eating last time.
Like
I'm like,
actual goldfish.
yeah.
The snack.
And so, red goldfish, right? I got three red goldfish. I'm like, no way, they don't exist. No way.
But what was the question?
Am I gonna get extra income this year? And I'm like, and I told Daniela,
I want some goldfish. Just yeah, send me some goldfish.
I want some red goldfish, please.
told Daniela, so watch it
Fruit on
just
my
be a
barn is
Christmas bonus.
expensive.
Too funny. Well, I'm going to share some signs that I got, and then just I'm wondering too, to let you think on to wrap this book up, are there any things that you took away from it that what you weren't expecting, or now that you've digested the book a bit and you've tried to practice a bit of what she was saying, were there some areas or ideas that really came alive, or that you're still like, I don't know if I subscribe to this. So yeah, that's the last question. I just want to show you some signs because I love getting signs and it makes me so happy. But where is that? Let me share my screen. Doop. Can you see it? Yep. Okay. So I didn't technically get my sign either, but this is one of those like Amanda technicalities. So, I asked for a red unicorn. It's interesting we're asking for all this red stuff, but I wanted a red unicorn, just something different because you always see white and or a black one with wings or something like that. So when I asked for it, by day three, I see this Oracle deck come up just randomly in the feed, like buy now TikTok shop. And there was this very striking red horse on there. And I was like, but it's not a red unicorn, right? So immediately when she flips the page, the next card, it was a unicorn. So like I'm like, okay, close enough, right? I got it. But that made me smile because it still came. One of my favorite stories was when I first read this book. I was talking to a guy I was dating at the time, and he had recently had just left town. So he moved to California and we were doing it together. And he's like, we asked for our signs, and one of them was for monarch butterflies specifically. And we like wrote down our time and 3 days and started timing it. And then I hung up with him and I went up to the gym, not even 15 minutes later. And on the TV in the gym, they're doing this home, buying, remake over show, whatever. And the sexy David Bromstead was there. And then I notice on his hand, he's got a big ass monarch looking butterfly. And I'm like, okay. And then another scene, he's got it on his shoulder, and then he's got another one on his back. And I was just so happy and overcome. And of course, these pictures are me sending them to him, like, oh my God, I got my sign. So I love that. I'll never forget that experience because that's when one of the moments where it kind of came alive for me, when I started seeing a little different and just being more open to it. And once you start receiving your signs, then you just like any muscle, it strengthens in you, right? You start to hone in on how it works with your voice, your intuition, right? But the different types of signs I get, I went and got a coffee one day and I was asking for information about someone I had been talking to, but I didn't know if they were aligned or honestly toxic. You never know someone until they reveal themselves, right? And I got my coffee and I think whatever the order was, it was 11.11 was the price. And so I was like, okay, but I need like we need another sign, right? I go to the doctor's office and I step on the scale and it's 222, which means like it's balanced. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, is how I took it. It was just funny how the angel numbers. And then later that week, I see this car accident sign billboard that's here in Orlando, and it was 999, which is all about changes and then manifestation too with the one. So for me, a lot of my lexicon and language of spirit is animal based. And I love just, I think having a living thing come to you has got a different resonance too. Even bugs, like, but I get frogs a lot of the time when I need to look at my life and declutter or energetically release things. Frogs are both they're of two worlds, right? They start their life in the water, which is that subconscious that uh, it's a different space than the land, right? And there's a constant renewal every time they come off the land back into the water. So there's actually a purity aspect to it too, a cleansing, a releasing. And so that's what it's meant for me after reading that years ago. And so now when I get overwhelmed or I have too much going on and I need to literally like back off some stuff so I can focus, I'll get the frogs. I had one come up in a toilet one time and literally like where I shit. And I'm like, okay, okay, I will release the clutter in my life. So they will get your attention. And I love that. I always see license plates about 2 or 3 weeks ago when I started creating the course I'm working on right now. Daniela works at Disney with me. She's a server too, and Summer's notorious for being a lot slower. They're economy guests, so it's cheaper tippers. It's different because you could take a big pay cut. And so I was starting this course, and it's very important to keep that energy of if you're bringing something into the world and using that energy, you want positive thoughts, right? You don't want to doubt yourself before going into it. But I had thoughts of scarcity and I was like, am I doing this? If I'm going to put all this time into this, it's going to affect me financially, even though what I'm building is going to liberate me financially down the road. So it's that whole thing. And I was starting to worry, and I had been getting 111s all week because that's like the impetus, the initiation, the manifesting number, a big manifesting number. And sure enough, I'm at a Starbucks and I'm working on my script for my outline, and I see 111 on this truck. And then the phrase was, "We got you covered." And so it was just an immediate sensation of peace coming over me of like, I've always been taken care of. I've always been provided for. The nature of the universe is abundant. Trust it. Just trust it. And that peace that came over me, it just changed the month. It changed the month and how I went about it. So, um, one more that was just recent. I love how our loved ones are coming through. And I mean, for each of a lot of us, loved ones, my aunt just passed away back in November, and I wasn't really close to her, but we had a connection, right? And we actually talked about death a lot. And it was really interesting. That was what we shared. And towards the end of life, she asked about a book again that I had lent her years ago about death. It's called When the Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. Really recommend it. It's the reflections of a crematorium worker out in California. And in California, you own the body. Obviously, it's your property, but so they have laws where you can go in and be part of the cremation process, and like you actually hit the button, start the machine. And she just talks about a lot of these perspectives of how divorced we are from death nowadays. Like 100 years ago, we would have
Sorry to
dressed.
interrupt. But
Oh yeah, go for
I
it.
love that book too.
You've read it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just it's very profound. She examines a lot of death cultural rituals from all around the world and like um yeah, just really interesting like the insight to it. But
Mm.
oh, what was I saying? Where she what I really like is how she oh, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, anyway, my aunt, we shared this book, and as she passed, she had come to me a lot energetically. I felt her presence, notes dropping in and everything in my mind and just emotions coming over me at different times. And recently I was doing a podcast with a friend on spirituality and video games. And there was a video game he recommended called Spiritfarer. And it's a play on like Charon, the Greek guy who would take you across the river Styx, right? And you go around. It's a cozy game, meaning it's very repetitious, but the point of it is it's more meditative. It's beautiful music, beautiful colors and art, and it's supposed to give you that cozy feeling, like that warm and peaceful. And in this game, you go around and you pick up spirits that need to cross. So I think the tagline of the game was, "This is a cozy game about death and dying." And so I was really intrigued to try it. And as I sat down to play it, I asked Aunt Marty, I said, "Aunt Marty, I would love it if you came and played this with me." And sure enough, she had made me a blanket, a quilt. I know this is a long story. I'm sorry if you guys, if I'm going on too long, but she made me a quilt before she died. And she sent it to me. And it was very masculine, very not my aesthetic. Like a lot of flannel, deers. There's a beaver on there. It didn't go with anything in my entire house, but it was from her and I loved it, right? And so I thought I would love to get a sign from you if you would send it, do a moose, because there's a moose on the blanket. And she sends it. So cute. Let me share this. She sends it in this game. Within the first 5 minutes, I meet can you see it? Let me see if I can make it bigger. Can you see it there? The spirits will take on this persona of an animal. And the first character that I meet is a female deer. And I was like, What? Okay. And the funny thing is, she had a cigarette, and my aunt was like a chronic chain smoker for most of her life. So she was very bossy and brassy, and she has a cigarette, and she's giving you all the things. And I'm like, okay, okay, it's a deer. I'll accept it. But I wanted a moose. I look at the blanket down in front of me. It's a deer. It's not a moose. And I was like, shut up! Like it was just so sweet. And like, so we played the video game together while I did my research, but it was so powerful and profound and how something so mundane can become so beautiful. And now I have that every time I have this blanket, it's got a different resonance, you know? Mm. So that makes me happy. How about you guys? Were there any, again, ideas or things that maybe changed how you looked or that you're skeptical about still, um, that didn't resonate? I would like to talk about that more.
I think for me, I like I have never been able to figure it out. It's like I believe in something, but I've always thought that I believe in some type of energy. This is like closest to what I feel like I think it is. This is what
Hmm.
doesn't make sense. I don't know how to explain it. Like because it's more like I don't know. It's
Your perception of what the
I don't
greater
know.
is that what you mean? Like,
Yeah, like all of it. Yeah, because like well, with her talking about the God stuff, I'm not religious, and
hmm.
so I don't I don't believe in angels. And I mean, but I believe in something. I just don't know what it is. But
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's angels. I feel like it's energy. If
Yeah.
And
so,
when you say energy, are there sensations in your body or things that you notice, or have you tried to notice? Is it, for me, for example,
yeah,
when it's close to me, I have a twitching in my right eye, and that is an indicator for me that spirit is with me.
Hmm.
yeah, I feel I say it because it's like I feel like I, something changes in my energy when I feel
Hmm.
it like an
Hmm.
energy.
Okay.
Maybe it's a tinkle. I don't know, but it's a feeling like I've always I have them when I have straight up deja vus. And for some reason, my grandma told me when you have deja vus, your life's on track. And every time, because she had them too, because
Hmm.
she'd always say, I just had a deja vu, and then I started having it, and it's like that type of feeling. It's almost like an energy, like
Hmm.
I don't know, it's a feeling in me. Maybe that's tinkle. Maybe I'm experiencing tinkles.
No, I
That's
think
what they're
this,
called.
you're bringing up a really good,
As I'm
oh,
tinkling.
I get ringing in my ear. So when you said twitching in the eye, I always thought I was weird. But if I get it on the right side, it's a no or a stop or a pull back, kind of like a withdrawn energy. And if I get it on my left, like if it rings really loud randomly, like that's a go for it. This is a yes, confirmation stuff. So yeah, how we develop our relationship. But I like this vein of thought because we live in a society and a time when I think these things have to merge. There has to be a coming together. And at the same time, it can still be mystical and magical, but it's also material and grounded in reality, our reality, whatever that is. And, you do LSD and it's different, but like, I
Well, and
love
I think
this.
too, if someone believes in God and that's how they've
It's
been
really what you call
raised,
it, though, right?
then maybe that feels God to them. But for someone like me who wasn't raised that way, it's an energy, but there's
Hmm.
still something pulling from somewhere. So it's the same feelings. we're just looking at it from different perspectives. So
Absolutely.
I try to open up to that because I just I think religion, it's not God I'm pissed off at, it's religion that pisses me
Absolutely.
off.
It ruined it. It ruined it for most of
And
us.
I stop when I hear God, I'm like, because I think religion.
Yeah.
And so I almost stopped the book at that point. I'm like, I'm not going to listen to a bunch of God bullshit. Like, okay, but I kept going.
Are we
And I
glitching or
pushed through,
something?
and yeah.
What'd you say?
So yeah.
Heather, what'd you say?
I said, are we glitching or something? Because it seemed like I couldn't hear any of you guys, but people were talking.
I'm good.
Oh,
Okay.
Welcome back. Heather, I'll send you this book,
I
and
was here all along.
maybe we will do it down the road, but I'm not kidding. Look up this E squared by Pam Grout, because she takes the scientific energetic route of because she dives into quantum physics, really. Like quantum physics science is finally catching up to what all these, like, 1,000-year-old traditions have been teaching. It's just a matter of perspective, right? Everything's energy. God, source, I like the term source or universe because it's more encompassing, and it's not some person in the sky. You know what I mean? It's more of a force of nature. Like nature, the natural laws work this way, which is all energy. But can God and energy be the same thing? The source of all life. It's just how we frame it. So yes, I really
yeah.
enjoy you bringing that up
Well,
because
and
I
my
think that
mind's
scares a
open
lot
to
of
that.
people. Good. That's just
Yeah.
being
Well,
curious.
it's interesting because I was very honest with my son about religion, and I don't have anything against it. I just don't have one.
I do.
And he ended up studying religions. So he's traveled the world. He's studying religions, all different religions, and
That's
I
key
think
too.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's truth in
So he's
everything,
learning. What's that book about the crematory or the smoke in your
Smoke gets in your eyes.
That is
That
one of my
smoke?
favorites.
That actually, I might do that for a book club. It's a quick read, but it really gives you a lot to think about for years, which is really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna get that one.
Yeah, we'll do it after this next one then. Want to do that? Would people be interested in that?
My friend recommended that book to me, and I had no idea about some of the stuff you'll see in the book, but yeah, and as a death doula and end of life coach in the works for me still.
Nice.
Yeah, there's some eye-opening things. There's some parts that can be troubling to read. Just give yourself pause if you find yourself needing that space when you read something that might be a little bit too
Death is heavy. Mortality is heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, heavy, but some of I think of a particular story that she talks about with the children, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I'll put a little poll up and see if we're interested in that. Could do it again, a quick read. Be nice for the end of summer. Is there anything else anyone wants to talk about? Signs, the book, reflections.
I feel like.
Please.
Okay. Oh, I feel like this book cracked open something in me that has been dormant for a long time. Just going through the relationship that I had in DC, it was very abusive. It was not good. I was not in a good situation. I was abusive to myself as well, to trying to deal with that relationship. And moving here to Kentucky with my sister has been very healing. We're
I love
watching
the
each
accent
other.
that came out. Sorry.
It's I've lived in the
Kentucky.
South. I've lived in the South way too long. it's been very healing to like watch her heal as she's going through this weight loss journey while I am simultaneously healing from the stuff that I left behind in DC. And I just kind of shut that intuitive, that psychic part of myself, I shut it completely off. I didn't want any parts of it. But there was something about this book that as soon as I started to listen to it again, and then you and I, David, have had conversations via voice text over the past several weeks just about different signs and stuff like that. And things are showing up in a different way, and here goes my legs lighting up. That's how I know that whatever is around me is ancestral. And when it's like a confirmation of maybe a decision I'm making, or uh uh somebody saying something and it hits me like the truth, my arms light up.
Mm.
And then every now and then I'll get like a full body light up. And that is, to me, that's like my yes. That's a full body yes. Go with that. And just there's this book, just it was like a portal for me to start doing the work with my clients that I was too ashamed to do just because of all the things I had gone through in DC. That like here I am coaching women about confidence and stuff in DC. Meanwhile,
Mm.
I'm in an abusive relationship and I can't stand up to this person, but I can sit on a Zoom with you and we can talk about that. And I've seen those women move on to do wonderful things, but I felt such shame about what I was going through. And
Mm.
then I had to put my whole business aside for like a year and a half and really work on myself. Well, abuse myself a little more first. And then I started doing the work. And now I feel confident enough to step back into those roles. Like the workshop that I'm doing next month with the Sacred Year Project. It's all about confidence. It's a hypnotherapy confidence workshop. And 6 months ago, I would not have felt worthy to do that. And this book, for whatever reason, whatever, I don't care why, but it has cracked something open to where now my guides, my ancestors, spirit, source, God, whatever you want to call it, is has put me in a position to where I can receive those signs. And now I'm at a point to where I can interpret those signs and I can use those signs to make decisions about my life, my business, my everything, but I had to really be put in like almost like a little vacuum for a while. And I needed that. And I got that here. Um in Kentucky with like just me and my sister. We just have each other. We have some friends, but like not many. We don't go anywhere. I've just been here. I don't go out to the bars. I've been to like one movie since I've lived here in almost 2 years. But I needed that. And it was like spirit was putting me in a position to receive the things that were for me.
Mhm.
And something about cracking this book open again helped me to walk through that portal, cross the threshold, and do these things again. And like I feel more confident and secure in the offerings that I have within my business. People are asking me for readings, they're asking me for Akashic journeys. And it was like dry, like crickets for a long time, even before I closed my business. And then now that it's open and I'm showing up a lot more authentically, I feel more confident to show up authentically on my Instagram. I'm showing my face. I have 11,000 followers, but for years you didn't know what I looked like.
Mm.
I never put my face out there. People would book readings here and there, but now I feel confident enough to put my face out there. So to build that trust, and people are like, oh, she knows what she's talking about. And I talk about my stories and things that I've been through, like without
Mm.
shame.
Teach what you know. Mhm.
And yeah, that's how I know. And my body lights up when I do it now. And it's like, yes, this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is part of your purpose, just to help others to climb out of their own dark night of the soul, and you are a mirror for them. They can see where you've been and where you are now, and that resonates for them. And there's something about this book that just kicked the door wide open over the last month, and I'm like, okay, here we go. Like, but but I'm doing it. I'm being obedient. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm supposed to do.
The validation you're talking about's beautiful. I understand that it did that for me too, this time again, but just validating what you already know. And yeah, alignment, it sounds like too, was a big thing for you, just the realignments
Oh,
and then recognizing it, you know, these
hmm,
seasons are rough. When you, yeah,
yeah.
transitions.
It's all about alignment. And like, I just feel like as a collective, there have been a lot of us that have just been in this liminal space of like, we know that this chapter of the book that we're in is done, but we don't know what the fuck we're supposed to do
Yeah.
now. Like, we don't know what direction to go in. And I just feel like this book has cracked something open to where I'm receiving the signs and I'm paying attention and I'm going in the direction that I'm supposed to go.
Oh,
And that's what this book did for me.
that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Dave, I who's your shadow back there? It just
Uh,
is,
the lit up thing?
no, the statue thing.
Oh, that's a Kuan Yin. She's the bodhisattva of compassion.
Mm.
Hmm. Well, I guess I'll draw this to a close unless anyone else has anything to share. Any other thoughts?
I was just wondering if you could share the name of that game that you were talking about.
Uh, game? Oh, duh. The Aunt Marty's game. It's called Spirit Fair, and I'll actually put it in the book club too. I would love to see some of these resources we've been talking about come out. Um, I kind of want to read the Smoke Gets in Your Eyes book now because I think death and
Yeah.
that fits into what we've been talking
Um,
about too.
love it, love it.
It
Okay,
sounds
so
interesting. Yeah.
let's talk about our next book, which is Why Woo Woo Works. Who's read it? How far are we at? Have we started?
I've read
I
most
thought
of it.
Say again.
I was gonna say I thought I was supposed to read the whole thing, so I did. I'm already done with it.
Perfect.
Overachiever.
Dre, you said you're almost done, right? Listening to it?
Yeah, I'm on
Overachieving. What's it
chapter,
called again?
Why Woo
I
Woo
will,
Works.
yeah,
Why
I'm on
woo woo
chapter,
works?
Yep, here, it's on the
Ooh.
Facebook with all the like
I'll look.
everything, but it's David Hamilton.
If you guys have
Okay.
Spotify, it's available there as an audiobook. That's
yeah,
awesome.
Perfect.
that's where I'm
Nice.
listening.
Perfect.
Pretty
So
sharp.
David Hamilton is he's a Scottish doctor with I think his PhD is in organic chemistry, and he
Yep.
became very interested at the beginning of his career why the placebo effect, why people would be getting the drug that would actually benefit them, but then the people in the placebo group would still be doing well and recovering on their own too. And so he really started exploring this mind-body connection of uh, conscious thought, again, focused thought, meditation, how the consciousness works with our physicality, with our biology. And his primary focus, from what it looks like in the past, I would say 7, 8 years, has been the connection between mind, body, and kindness, or compassion, or um, uh, uh, like generosity, all just these things, these feelings, and the physical effects it has, the physiological effects it has on us when we practice and live in a lifestyle of this, when we practice it regularly. He touches on that a bit in this book, but I'm excited to explore the science of this too. So this one's pretty straightforward. It's just a lot of examples and information. So I think we'll only spend our next session on it, and then we'll jump to something else. But I would love for you to bring something that like if we're doing homework or like for the next conversation, I'll probably do a little PDF with some like speaking notes I'll send out. But what what was really curious to us? What's something that you didn't know about or that you never made the connection to or didn't know science had explored yet? I kind of want to do one on quantum physics too, and the idea of energy and quantum physics down the road. Um, just because I think there's so much coming out every year that is just changing the game, with particle theory and anyway. But
So
yeah,
with,
something, oh, go for it.
sorry, with Why Woo Woo Works, you're going to send out a
I'll do
questionnaire sort of thing.
Yeah, like speaking points, and then I'll put like the main ideas down. Nothing really intense. Just again, because the book is so straightforward, it's a lot of examples and just I
But, but
looking
you said
over.
something about you wanting us to have examples or something.
Yeah, I'll put it in the prompt for you. But really, I just want to know what kind of took you back. What did you never make the connection between? What is something that you were like, oh wow? Because again, he explores like Buddhism and Taoism and all these different
Fascinating.
traditions, yoga, different forms of meditation, crystals. That's a big one because if you want to talk
Yeah.
woo woo, people, half of us are like the rocks. You know what I mean? But this idea of what the power a talisman has, what a talisman has been used traditionally for thousands of years of when we imbue our consciousness, our focus, our love, our, admonishment into this thing, if we look at it on an energetic level, it's not the thing. It's all the energy we've invested in it and focused on it. That's where the power
Yep.
comes from. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Mm.
And that made me think about like color therapy.
Big time. He talks about color therapy in
Yeah,
this.
yeah. That was
Absolutely.
something I just like, oh, oh.
But which is linked back to the chakras and the chakra system and the different energetic resonances of like Roy G. Biv, the color spectrum. There's different energies. It's interesting. So yes, something that's caught you off guard that you didn't know that you found really fascinating, and then something you would like to learn more about. Something that maybe we could explore in the future that really lit you up, that pinged hard on the radar. So.
Um, I have some logistics questions
Mhm.
for this club. Are we meeting every once a month
I'm doing every 3 weeks.
or
Every three
every
weeks.
3 weeks
So it's a revolving calendar, just so it can.
ongoing? And
Yeah, I
then
mean, yeah,
something comes up where you can't be present or something, then we may not, but you're planning on doing this moving forward
yeah.
until
I'm
you're
enjoying
otherwise.
it until people aren't enjoying it anymore.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. Yay.
Yeah,
Excited.
that makes me happy. Yeah, I want a space where we can come and just be, be together and talk about stuff that we normally wouldn't, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. This is beautiful.
Today, I loved everything about today. It makes me so happy hearing you guys' experiences. Mm. So our next book club, we'll do August 21st, that Thursday. And if things change down the road, if we want to change dates, I'm totally open. This is very fluid. Sound good? We'll do Why Woo Works on the 21st, and we'll knock that out.
Yep.
Um,
Oh,
All right.
Same time, like 8 o'clock.
yeah.
You're
Is
thinking?
this a good time for everyone?
Yeah, it's good for me. My friend
Yeah.
Maribel, she's like a badass astrologist. She wants to join,
I
and
would
I
love
sent her
that.
the link for the book club. She couldn't come tonight, but she's like, I'll go to the next one. And I told her what book we're reading, so now I'll tell her when the next meeting is, just
Awesome.
so she
Perfect.
knows. Yeah.
Again, I know a lot of people don't like to be on Facebook now, but everything's there. If you
Hmm.
just do the Facebook link. And again, I am recording these, and so I'll put them up on my YouTube under the book club section on the Divinity Dave YouTube. But I'll also post the links in the Facebook too if you want to if you look through the feed, you'll find it. If you miss one.
I
But
really
yeah,
don't want to miss this one, but I might have to miss this because it's a camping excursion thing with some good friends.
nice.
But
Yeah,
I could,
drinking in the woods sounds way more fun.
um, oh my gosh, if it was with you guys, oh my gosh, We should have a retreat next year.
I've been talking, if it gets bigger, I would love to have something here in Orlando where we meet up at like a
Fine.
winery or
I'm
something.
coming to your house. How's that?
Yeah. But I love to travel. Washington, I've never been to Washington, Drea, so I'm
You
not kidding.
could. I
I want to
mean,
see the redwoods so bad. We like Oregon. I haven't been anywhere around there. I'd love to
Oh,
see
yeah,
sequoias.
I wouldn't
the
mind.
girls and
I
I
am
from the
going
sacred.
to,
Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
oh, the
Oh,
girls and
I'm
I
going
from
Sequoia
the
got us
sacred.
to
all.
Seattle.
Yeah.
You want to go to Seattle? Is that what you said? Or you're in Seattle?
But I'm going to Seattle in September and Seattle in November.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm flying across the country. I'll probably get COVID.
Thoughts have
I
power.
always get it when I fly.
Don't.
Yeah. I brought it home from Egypt.
no.
Drea, finish your thought. What were you saying, hon? Your girls?
The girls from the Sacred Year Project, today we had a workshop. One of our members is in Greece because she's Greek, and um so then we started talking about a retreat for next year, and I'm thinking of having one near Mount St. Helens just
Mm.
because it's so primordial there, and the water, the ocean by that mountain is like something sacred, and just to be there. So we're thinking about having a retreat out there next year. So Washington is amazing. We have everything. We have the rainforest, we have deserts, we have mountains, we have everything in Washington. Every climate you can think of is in Washington state. So if you want to come out for a retreat, I will find somewhere for us to have one.
I like this idea. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see how this
Yeah,
goes.
that's where I work for Fluke, and they're in Washington State, right outside of Seattle. So that's why I get to go to Seattle. So now I get to see it in the fall because and I get work pays for it.
Nice. And Diana can
But
do the
so
4-hour
then I'm
meditation
doing,
retreat.
Yeah, no,
yeah, I have
the idea
actually,
of a retreat that does not involve that much breath work and meditation sounds amazing. I'm in.
So no silent retreat. We're not doing
No,
that one.
no, I would die. I would just die.
Like my aunt left a silent she had one in, I think it was Reston,
no.
Virginia, and she had to leave. Like she could not stand not having her
Same.
phone. She's like a crazy corporate high-powered lady, and she could not handle it. She had to leave and come home.
I
That was-
managed to keep the silence the whole time that I was supposed to be silent, but
That's
it was hard.
impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
how did your body feel with that, though?
Did you feel change?
Or were
Yeah,
you anxious?
there was I did have a lot of anxiety. And a lot of like kind of refreshing, like, oh my gosh, no one needs me right now. This is amazing, to like, oh my gosh, I can't talk. What if something happens? You know?
Wow, that's an interesting juxtaposition. Like the
Yeah.
detoxing or the decompressing aspect, but then the control side of us that's like, I
Yeah.
need to.
The only times it really like got to me was when like I couldn't tell someone like thank you, or like,
Oh.
like those times you automatically like say thank you to someone and just like, but you're helping me. I want to thank you, but I can't say anything.
Is there a lot of like nodding
you
or
could do
hand
sign
gestures? Yeah.
language.
That's
Or is
true.
that still
Isn't thank
communicating?
you
I wonder if
something
like,
like,
Yeah, they were saying like we shouldn't make a
thank
lot of
you
eye
or something like
contact with
that?
people. I was like, no, I didn't resist eye contact. That would have been too hard for me, I think.
not human, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Amanda, what did you say where you work is? Fluke?
You can do Fluke. Yep. Fluke and Fortive.
What is it?
Yep. They're in Everett, Washington. Fluke. Fluke.
What do you do in that kind of work? I've never heard of it.
I am the finance manager for the IT department. I handle their budgets and their indirect purchasing.
Oh, it's a company then.
From Michigan, remote. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, I get to work remote. Yeah, they found me. They recruited me and said I can work from Michigan. And so I converted a room into my office. I've been working there for 3 years now.
Huh. Well, sounds like a good fit for you.
Okay, guys, I'm going to
Yeah.
wrap it up here. I hope
All
you
right.
have a wonderful end to, well, closing to summer. August here has been hellacious, to say the least. It is so much. It was 109 on the highway today, but
Mm,
I'm ready for
what?
fall. But I want to wish you well, and I'll see you guys soon.
Thank
All
you
right.
all.